Roots and Boots in the Mountains took place on Saturday, August 12th, at the Calaveras County Fairgrounds in Angels Camp. Blue Line, a country cover band based out of Oakdale, and consisting of either former or current safety servicemen, opened the show for Roots and Boots performers Aaron Tippin and Colin Ray. Unfortunately, the third Roots and Boots performer, Sammy Kershaw, was ill and unable to perform at the show. The remaining Roots and Boots members picked things up for their teammate Kershaw. The two kept the show going strong until nearly 10 p.m. with lightning flashing over the hills. The show was followed by a meet and greet at the merchandise booth. A long line of concert goers waited for their chance to meet the stars. The show was not only a triumphant post-COVID return for live music at the fairgrounds, but it was also a return for one of Calaveras County's own. Blue Line opened the show, a special moment for the band of Badgemen. But it was an extra special moment for one band member. One of Blue Line's guitar players, Ryan Bota, grew up in the area and is a graduate of Calaveras High. I had the pleasure of chatting with Ryan about his band and their big moment opening for Roots and Boots that was made extra special by him playing at a hometown venue. Here's that interview now with Blue Line guitarist Ryan Bota, and if you could please click subscribe and don't forget to click that notification bell to receive notification when we post our new stuff. And as always, we want to thank you for listening. Why don't we start by talking about the band itself? It's pretty cool thing that you guys have going on.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. It's evolved over the last. I mean, I joined in 2019, so
is that right?
Yeah, so I came in a little later, but Pat, Jeremy, and Britton kind of are the founding members, and they started in 2014 as just a series police officers and kind of grew over time. And then I got asked to join in 2019. Chris Tucker is our keyboardist, and he came by. He's a Fremont cop, and he came by. I'm a Fremont fireman. And he came by the station, gotcha. and just asked. We were just talking. He just asked, "Hey, does anybody know anybody that plays guitar?" And I'm like, I'm sitting right there. I'm like, "Hey, I do. What's going on?" And he's like,
no
yeah,
kidding.
Another guitar player, and we play out of Oakdale. It's like, oh, I live in Modesto, and so
perfect.
It's kind of the rest is history. But yeah, it's been a great ride, and we play a lot of shows, and it's a great time, man.
So before he had asked you to join, were you in a band before? Did you just kind of play?
Yeah, growing up, I was in bands in high school and all that stuff. Nothing real, but yeah, I was just literally just a guitar player. Then just played in my room all the time, and just he asked to play, and here I am. It's kind of crazy. I got to pinch myself every time I'm on stage.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
What it's become, it's kind of surreal to me still to this day. So
that's super cool. And you guys play a lot of local spots.
Yeah. So a lot in the Central Valley. I live down in Modesto now, so we play a lot in Turlock, Oakdale, Modesto, that kind of gig. But we'll venture out. Obviously, Calaveras was a big thing for us, and
right.
So we'll go anywhere pretty much that we're asked to play. So
right. So just real quick, you guys opened this past weekend for Roots and Boots. You guys played it at that event. Aaron Tippin and Colin Ray were both there, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And now, so was that the first, that's a pretty big deal opening for those names? For you guys. I mean, was that the first time that you guys have done something along that lines, or?
That was like the first real big show. We've done one acoustic performance in the past. We opened up for a country band called Low Cash, and this guy Frank Ray, back in Lodi. That was back last year in September. but we only played 6 songs. So it was all acoustic gig for us. So this is our first real kind of
Like
big
full band, like
full
big
band,
go at it.
hour and a half set. So we were all very excited for this one. This one was marked on the calendar for a long time.
Yeah, what a thrill. And a little extra thrill for you because you went to Calaveras High.
I did, yeah. I graduated in 2008. So it was special for all of us, obviously, but
Right.
not
Little
only
extra something there for
a
you
little extra
being
something for me. I grew up going to the fair all the time,
right.
Frogtown, all that stuff growing up, and always dreamed to kind of playing on that stage.
Yeah, I
as
bet.
fun as it is, you know what I mean? So it was very special for me, and I had a lot of people there supporting me and our band. We got a bunch of new fans. So it was just a great
That's
time.
a kick. That is
Yeah.
way cool. So for folks out there that are just kind of happened to come by and they didn't get to be at the show, how do they find you guys? And
Yeah, so we got we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Our Instagram is blue_line_country. On Instagram, we could post a bunch of pictures and videos of our shows there. Facebook at Blue Line Country. And then we have our website, bluelinecountry.com, that posts all of our upcoming shows throughout the rest of the year. So you can keep updated on that on our website as well. So
do you guys have a pretty full schedule?
For the most part,
Yeah.
I'd say we're playing at least once a month. That's
excellent.
pretty standard. But we got another big show coming up on the September 30th. We're opening up for Craig Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Thompson Square at the Oakdale Rodeo Grounds. So that's
very cool
one coming up. That's
excellent.
That's a big one. So yeah,
you'll have to send me that information so that I could put a link down in the description for folks to be able to find you. What was that date again? Do you mind repeating?
September 30th.
Okay. Oh, so coming up here.
It's coming up
fairly soon.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
that's excellent.
Yeah.
Can real quick too, let's kind of go back a little bit and talk a little bit more about the band itself. It's a pretty cool story that you guys have.
Yeah, it's great. Most of us are public safety, and it kind of started as that, with our original members, and they just started out playing, jamming and playing music together, and then it's kind of evolved into this, and then it's kind of grown over time to 7 of us now. So,
oh wow, is it 7 altogether? Wow.
Yeah, so a couple guitar players, bass player, drummer, keyboard, singer, and it's kind of grown, but it's a great thing, and it's a lot of, we put on a great show, a lot of energy, we're loud and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's about, I think what resonates with people is, who we are, who we represent, and who we support, and all that stuff coming from a public safety side. And
right.
I think that resonates a lot with people, and it keeps us grounded, and it kind of, it works for us. It's a good thing.
Right. I heard you're the lone firefighter of the group.
I am. Yeah, they had to get one. So
right. that's how I was told too. That they had to get one in there.
Yeah. No, it's great. Yeah, like I said, it was a crazy coincidence, happenstance that I'm in this band. That Chris Tucker, our keyboard guy, came by my station and just happened to ask, and
right.
I was available. So
did you know Chris? Like
I
on a friendly level, or just happened to see him? And
yeah, I didn't know this band at all. They've been playing shows way before me. So
right.
I didn't know Chris really at all. I know I've seen him on calls and stuff like that in the city in Fremont, but first time I actually met him is the first time I talked to him about joining, and I got in contact with him afterwards, and I send him a bunch of stuff on me playing guitar, and the rest is history. It's crazy. Like I said, I got to pinch myself every day.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said that you just kind of played before. You weren't in like a band. So
yeah,
going on stage the first time with these guys was the first time that you were on stage then.
Right. For the most part. Yeah. This is my first real kind of loud live band.
Right.
Like I've been in garage bands growing up in high school and all that stuff. But this is the first real kind of gigging band, and it's crazy. We've come a long way for sure. So
I'm sure that first time on stage was pretty cool for you too.
Yeah, it was kind of I remember my first show was is at Dust Bowl in Turlock.
Okay.
And Chris Tucker said, "Hey, just come by, bring your family, come and watch us, and bring your guitar if you want to."
Right.
And so I did, and I pretty much watched the first half of their show, and then they called me out and told me to come on stage, and I really didn't know any of the set list, any of the songs.
Right.
Learning as I go, and that was nerve-wracking, but Yeah, that was my first
Wow.
show with them, and then we rehearsed after that, and I got to know the whole set list, not everything. So
So we just kind of jamming along, just kind of trying to
exactly, yeah,
not
I
get
was looking a
lost.
lot at my Chris Tucker's his iPad that he uses. I was looking at the chords and looking at the song, like I don't know these songs at all. So yeah, that was kind of crazy for me, but it was a great time. Yeah,
That's a heck of a first time on stage.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
family's there, and it's like, oh man, but after that it was great. So
Well, good for you for not running scared after that. That's
exactly,
quite a
yeah.
baptism there.
I just had to go over that first little hurdle, and that was
Right.
it.
That's there you go. I'm
Yeah,
sure it was all downhill after that.
it was really, yeah.
Once you actually knew the music.
Exactly, yeah, and it's a lot. It was a big undertaking. It was, we play, 3 hours sometimes, and it's
Holy moly.
40,
Wow.
50 songs, and
That's quite a set.
yeah. So, and I'm not
Wow.
before this band, I wasn't super familiar with country music. I mean, I listened to it, but not, religiously and everything.
Right.
So I was learning and hearing these songs for the first time, and then had to learn to play them with these guys on stage. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, took a
That's
little work,
excellent.
but it's
Oh,
great.
I'm sure it took quite a bit of work.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with being I'm sure being a firefighter, that's
Mhm.
that's you're a pretty busy man.
Yeah, all of us. That's our biggest downfall, I think, is trying to all get together at some point
Right.
and rehearse, and
Yeah.
we do a
How
good
do you
job
guys
of.
manage that? That
It's tough, we have like a group chat going to,
huh?
especially when we book gigs, we make sure we're all available before we say yes to anywhere, which is good, but
Right.
even just getting together to rehearse is tough, with all of our different schedules and stuff
Right.
like that. We try to make it work, but it's rare, and it happens, but it's tough to kind of to make happen. But
Right. Oh, and it's not like you guys are talking about a 3-man band here. You're
right, yeah, there's a
7-member
lot of us.
band. That's
Yeah, and
it's a lot of
it's
moving
good and bad
parts.
too, because we got 3 guitar players, so if one needs to kind of miss a show, we can handle,
Gotcha.
so
Does that happen fairly often, or
for
I
the
mean,
most part, yeah.
yeah,
With all of our
I would
schedules,
imagine.
we try to get together, especially for a gig. We try to make it work for all of us, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
Right.
We make it work. So
Right. And all being officers, and except for
Mhm.
yourself, it's not like that you got weekends and holidays off.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
So,
it's tough. So most of our
yeah.
gigs are on Saturday, so it's hard to to kind of
Right.
manage, but we make do.
It's
So it's
very cool. It's
yeah,
very cool for you guys to take the time to do that, and to it's cool
yeah.
that you guys have all come together like this. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time here. I just wanted to just kind of and get your story out there, and
Cool.
I want to talk to. I'm a Calaveras kid myself, so
Cool. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
actually I was at the show,
Yeah.
and I had heard the story about the blue line, and
Mhm.
that you guys were all officers, and
Mhm.
um, I saw on social media afterwards it said,
Mhm.
hey, just so you know, that was my son out there, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so I thought, you know what, I got to talk to that guy.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate you having me. That was a special treat for me, is being up there.
Oh, I'm sure that
There
was a
hasn't been
real kick.
a lot of live music up there in a long time, and
Yeah,
just being a part of this, hopefully they get
they
it
haven't
going.
had anything there because of COVID, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So just, being a part of this is just crazy for all of us in the band, and then especially me, just being kind of the hometown kid. So
Right. Right.
it was super special. Yeah.
Yeah, that is excellent. That's very cool. Well, thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate you, like I said, taking the time to uh to sit down with.
No, I
Yeah.
appreciate it, Jason. Thank you so much. It's kind
Yeah.
of crazy for me, just the enterprise wants to talk to me. It's like, who am
Right.
I? But
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Very cool.
yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for coming out to the show
You
too.
guys actually, you made the show itself made front page news.
Oh, no way.
You guys are on the front page. Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. Wow.
Yeah. It
Okay.
just came out today. Yeah. So you'll have to grab a copy.
Nice. Oh yeah, I will. I will for sure. I knew we'd do well up there too.
Yeah.
I knew we'd do well. So
Yeah.
it's
You
just
guys rocked it.
awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent, dude.
Cool.
Thank you again. I really,
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Jason. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.